Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Danish Salim. Today I am here to present a lecture on big data analytics and business intelligence. So before moving forward, let's discuss something about the course. Basically, this course is designed to equip the participants with the practical skills and knowledge that would be used in big data analytics and business intelligence. We are using two types of softwares, that is the Python and the Power BI. After this course, basically the participant will have the leverage to use the Python for the data pre-processing, the analysis purpose, and for the manipulation. And they can also use the Power BI to create the interactive dashboard and visuals. Basically, these types of lectures and demonstrations and the practice is the participants will get the necessary skills in order to analyze a large amount of data set and to create the actionable insights and create the interactive and compelling visualizations for the interactive and power based decision making. There are three basically CLOs, that is the course learning outcomes of this course. The first one is the practical skills and knowledge in big data analytics and business intelligence using Python, Power BI. That would cover the PLO domain of engineering knowledge. The second CLO is the leverage Python for the data pre-processing, analysis and manipulation, and utilize Power BI for creating interactive dashboards and visualizations. That would cover the PLO of modern tool usage. Whereas third CLO, that is the developing skills to analyze large data sets, drive actionable insights and create compelling visualization for informed decision making, would be covering the PLO of investigation. The topics that would be covered during this course is the introduction to big data analytics, data pre-processing and cleaning with Python, exploratory data analysis with Python, advanced data analytics with Python, introduction to business intelligence in Power BI, data modeling and visualization in Power BI, advanced data visualization techniques, and hands-on practice, basically which is the building a business intelligence dashboard. The books that would be used during this course would be the Data Science for Engineers, which is of Taylor and Francis, first edition. The second book would be the Big Data Analytics, a practical guide for managers. That is the author of this book is the Kim Ashbury. And the third handbook, which is of Python Data Analytics, first is the edition, which is basically open press. These books are all available online. Okay, let's moving towards the sessions of the topics of this lecture. The first session is the introduction to big data analytics. So first of all, before moving towards the big data analytics, we have to know that what is basically data. Data is basically a set of facts, which is everything that is there. That could be a statement, that could be an observation of any experiment, or that could be any numbers that would be used in any decision making. Data are basically available in the form of text files, any emails, or any data collected from the sensors, any audio files, any kind of images, or any video data. Basically, this data is now transformed into the data set, which is basically the collection of these data that have been discussed earlier. It can be anything from any array to a complete database. If we talk about the types of data, there are basically three types of data, that is the numerical, categorical and ordinal. Numerical data is basically a continuous data. That means there would be a decimal or some fraction, or a discontinuous data, that means that is a whole number. If we talk about the categorical data, it could be divided into some of types of categories like color, satisfaction, reply such as yes or no, or any kind of category. This is basically a type that is called categorical data. The third one is the ordinal data. Ordinal data is basically based on grading system, like the exams, mark sheets. Okay, there is another type of data being on the structured, in which it is followed. Basically, in this type there are two types of data, that is the structured data and unstructured data. Structured data, as the name showed, that it could be displayed in rows columns, or any kind of relational databases. It could be any numbers, date, strings, and it could estimate 25% of the enterprise data. As it is structured, it requires less storage and it is easily to manage and protect. Whereas on the another hand, there is unstructured data. Unstructured data is not displayed in any kind of row, column, or any structured pattern. It could be any kind of file, that is the image, audio, video, word processing file, email, or any kind of sheets. It could estimate 80% of the enterprise data. As it is not structured, so it requires more storage and it is very difficult to manage and protect. So now the question is, what is the big data? Basically, there is a difference between conventional and smart weather stations. The data set of the pressure, humidity, wind, velocity, and other parameters were gathered in a span of time, and it was gathered in KBs of data at any instant, and the data is inputted in the form of analog. Whereas in the smart weather stations, these parameters are acquired in real time at every single instant remotely. These data sets are basically in the gigs of data and it is gathered per day continuously. These data basically stored and gathered in the form of GPS through digital data along with the satellite pictures. So there are several types of big data that are being monitored. That is the electronic health records, that is abbreviated as EHRs, that includes patient medical history, diagnosis, treatments, and medications. If we talk about the medical imaging data, that would include the X-rays, MRIs, CT scans, and other diagnostic images. The genomic data that includes the genetic information from DNA sequencing. The market data that would include the stock prices, exchange rates, and economic indicators. And the transaction data that would include the credit card purchases, bank transfers, and investment activities. Another kind of data would include the customer financial information that would include the income, expenses, and credit scores. There are several other kinds of data that would be included in big data, include the census data that include the population demographics, housing information, and economic statistics. The public records that would include the birth certificates, death certificates, marriage license, and property records. The government documents that would include the legislations, regulations, and policy papers. The vehicle sensor data that would include the speed, acceleration, braking, fuel consumption, and engine performance. The traffic data that would include the traffic flow, congestion levels, and accident reports. And the public transportation data, ridership numbers, routes, and schedules would be included in that. If we talk about the conventional versus the big data, we would see that there are a high trend that would be followed in the sense of the ERP, CRM, web, and big data. In the previously, when we talk about the ERP were there, which include the purchase transaction, inventory transaction, distributor details, and we have limited till the supply transactions. Then the story begins, and we talked about the CRM. That would include the segmentation, the purchase pattern, distribution data, and the support context. Then the new theory of web introduced that included the search data, AdSense, A/B testing, web logs, and the offer history. And now we are moving towards the big data that includes the sentiments, comments, SMS, MMS, sensor data, the user clicks, the GPS coordinates, the RFID data, and the audio video images. This is the trend that has been evolved from the conventional data to the big data. So when we talk about the big data, basically big data describes a large and diverse amount of data set. Basically it is very huge in volume and it rapidly grows in size over time because it proceeds in the real time. This growing data generated from multiple kind of sources, that could be an IoT sensor, social media, the financial transactions, and the smart devices. If we talk about the differences between the traditional and the big data, the traditional analytics deals with the structured data that is basically could be stored in any kind of database. This type of database helps to ensure the data that could be well organized and easy for a computer to understand. The traditional data analytics basically relies on statistical methods and look like structured query language SQL that we all know about. The big data analytics, on the other hand, involves the massive amount of data in various formats that could include the structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. It basically employed advanced techniques that could be machine learning and data mining in order to extract the information from the complex data. If we talk about the big data analytics, basically it is the process of uncovering the trends, patterns and correlation between the large amount of data in order to make data informed decisions. This process basically allows the organization to leverage the exponentially growing data generated from diverse sources to drive the actionable intelligence through advanced analytic technique. Along with the additional tools and libraries, basically the big data analytics framework could be used for the predictive modeling, statistical analysis, what if analysis and processing diverse data sets. In case of predictive modeling, it could be used to incorporate artificial intelligence. In case of statistical analysis, it could be used for in-depth data exploration and uncover patterns. In case of what if analysis, it could be used to simulate different scenarios and explore the potential outcomes. In case of processing diverse datasets, it could be used to include the data structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. There are basically four methods of data analysis. The first one is the descriptive analysis, the second one is the diagnostic analytics, the third one is the predictive analytics, and the fourth one is the prescriptive analysis. The descriptive analytics is basically talk about what happened and it summarize and describe the past data to understand the characteristic. It could be include the mean, standard deviation, range and quartile, etc. Whereas the diagnostic analytics include why it happened and it basically identify the root cause and the trends that could be followed in descriptive analysis. It could include the correlations and the hypothesis. The predictive analysis basically include the historical data, statistical modeling and machine learning in order to forecast the trends. It includes the regression and their demand. The prescriptive analytics include basically what to do. It goes beyond the prediction and it basically provides recommendations in order to optimize the future actions, and it includes the PSO and GA etc. data. If we talk about the architect of the big data, it includes various components that include the data sources that we could see as a social media, IoT and transaction data storage that could include any kind of databases and data lakes, data pre-processing, batch or real-time, data analytics. It could include descriptive, predictive, prescriptive, data visualization that can include the dashboards and the reports. There is a pattern that could be followed, which is basically they start with the data collection and storage technologies. If we talk about the data collection, it includes web scraping, sensors, API logs. If we talk about the storage solution, it could include the SQL and NoSQL databases, distributed storage and data lakes. The next stage is the data processing and analytics techniques that includes the batch processing that basically process large volume of data in batches, the real-time processing that includes the streams of data in real time, and the analytics technique that could be followed for data pre-processing and analytics would be descriptive analytics that is used to generate reports and dashboards, the predictive analytics that would employ the machine learning and regression models, prescriptive analytics that would include the optimization and simulation. Now let's moving towards the second session, that is the data pre-processing and cleaning with Python. Basically, Python is a high-level programming language that is basically known for its simplicity, readability and flexibility. Python is very easy to learn and it is very easy to use, and it is basically sort of simple syntax, and it resembles with the natural English language. It could be very easily interpreted and executed line by line, and it is used to make the debugging and testing faster. It is very dynamically typed and it is a very high level language that allow the programmer to focus on solving the problem rather than handling technical complexities. If we want to install the Python, it could be easily installed from the website, that is www.python.org. It could also be installed by using the website anaconda.com. And basically, before using Python, we have to know about the libraries that would be used in big data analytics. Basically, these libraries are very essential and important for the Python. That which function are you going to use? In which the most popular libraries that is very important for big data is NumPy, that basically deal with the computing package of array loops and conditions. SciPy, that includes the algorithms, statistics, calculus optimization. Pandas is very important, that basically deal with the merging, sorting, reshaping. The scikit-learn, basically it is a machine learning package that includes the machine learning algorithms. Matplotlib is very important in terms of the analysis, that would include the histogram, bar plot, line plot, scatter diagram. And Seaborn is also an important library that basically used to plot the box plot, response, surfaces, etc. In order to import the library, we type the command import Python library and the libraries that we going to import. Then we can press the shift and enter to execute. We could also install that library, Letterworks, and we can also create the variables. In order to create the variables, we just put the variables and the formula that would be going to use. If we want to list the arrays in Python, we can provide all the libraries and bring all the commands in an array. The difference between the list and the array is that we can see the efforts that if we import the numpy as np and the list and just 1 plus 2, it would give an error because it would generate an array. So we have to import the list 1 and array is equals to np.array then list 1. It would create the array basically, and we can now add the 2 into the array. We can also inspect the array in Python by using several commands just as been written in the first array, that is the np.array list2. We can also, if we want to proceed a dot between these commands, we can also type float. If we want to add the s type asterisk after and before the variables or numbers, we can use the s type in the array as well. Okay, we can also find the size of the array, we can also find the type of the array, the commands, the number of elements of the array, dimension of the array, the commands we need to display, we can also include in the Python array. These are the output that would be produced in the Python by typing the list of commands. Basically, a Panda series is similar to a list, but it differs in a way that a label also will be there with each element. It looks like a dictionary. So the Panda basically creates a range index that range from 0 to n minus 1. So this is the array that could be displayed in the Python. Okay, now we're talking about the data frame in Python. How can we sophisticatedly data frame a table which is basically consists of rows and columns, and in a Python using the pandas library. So we will use a case ID, then we will have any variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3. So now we are talking about the data frames in Python using the pandas. We have to provide the many commands by just first importing the pandas library as the pd, then we will import the command df is equals to pd.dataframe and we put the values that would be imported as the array. So here the row access using the index can be performed in several ways. First, we can use .loc and provide an index label. We can also use .loc and provide the index label in the another way as well. So by using the data frame in the Python, we have to select a particular row and column in many ways, just like in the first case, the second case and the third case. It's up to us. Now if we want to delete any column from the data frame, we have to write the command df.drop. So if we want to read the CSV file in Python using pandas, we have to write the command read CSV file, and we have to give the link from where it could be read that df is equals to pt.read_csv and the file address. Basically, Pandas support many popular file formats including CSV, XML, HTML, Excel, SQL, JSON. And in these, out of these, CSV file format is the best one, which we mostly use, and we can read the file by using the command pd.read_csv. We can also write the command df.to_csv. So now we are talking about the Python objects. Basically, Python objects can have many attributes and methods. If we type the key types, that would list the types of columns. The columns list the column names. Access lists the row labels and column names. And DIM, number of dimensions, it would represent. Size, number of elements, it would represent. Shape, basically it returns the typical representing the dimensionality, and the values numpy representation of the data. Now if we are moving towards the exploratory data analysis, that is EDA. So what is EDA? Basically it is a technique that is used to explore the data, which is very important, and it basically organizes the data set, then plot the different aspects of the data set, and basically produce some numerical summaries and the central tendency and the spread, etc. Basically EDA, that is the exploratory data analysis, it is all about the discrete data analysis. In order to perform the EDA, first of all we go towards the viewing and sorting. We would use the Panda library, and then we would type the read as CSV file, and in the next step we would type the df equals to df.sort_values. Then we print the values that would be needed. In order to sort the data in EDA, we would type the command df is equals to 1 is equals to df.sort the values, and we would type all the values that would be required. And if we want the exact values and if we want the corresponding values, we have to mention that also. So in order to perform the EDA analysis, we would type the command df.describe. And if we want to deal with the NaN, if the NaN is also involved, so we will use the different commands. That if we want to drop any missing observation, if we want to drop observations where all cells in NA, if we want to drop column if all the values are missing, there are several multiple commands that could be used as per the needed. This is another one. So now if we want to include the aggregation functions in pandas, basically it computes a summary statistic about the each group that would include the computing the group sums or means or group size or counts. Basically the main functions that would be used in aggregation includes the minimum, maximum, count, sum, and mean, median, mode, and standard variance. So basically these are the functions, and all these functions have specific commands that would be used in Python. This in sorting data command. Now if we want to talk about the Seaborn and other libraries, we have to first import the library, then we have to put the commands that need to be exploited. So the first step would be the importing of the Python packages that would be used throughout the operations. That could be any histogram, scatter plot, regression plot, pair plot, box plot, and any kind of data. So this is the representation of the data set. So mostly plots can be created with one line of code only. This is in example using the Seaborn. Seaborn basically doesn't have any dedicated scatter plot function. So Seaborn function is used to fit and plot a regression line, and Seaborn is very easy to alter the plots. And if you want to remove the regression line, just use the command fit underscore regression. This is another example. We can plot many kind of plots by using the Seaborn, just like the joint plot. We can use the box plot, also can be used, can be designed using the Seaborn. We can also find it like this. If we want to make an cumulative plot, we will use any a way of visualizing a distribution of variable in a large data set. We use an ECDF. So basically it shows the percentage of different attack strengths of Pokemon. Here the X value is the quantity you are measuring, that there could be any attack strength, and the Y value is basically the fraction of the data points that have a value smaller than the corresponding X value. So this is the count plot. Basically it is a joint distribution plot that combines the information from the scatter plot in the histograms to give you detailed information for bivariate distributions. This is the correlations that could also, it is basically visualizing the matrix like data, and here we plot the correlation of the stats underscore DA variables. Now we are moving towards the session 4, that is the advanced data analytics with Python. Here we start with the machine learning. Basically machine learning is a field of study which basically incorporates the computers the capability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning basically a subdomain of artificial intelligence. It is basically focused on developing the systems and to improve the performance based on the data they ingest. Basically it is a broad word and it refers to a system and machine that resembles the human intelligence. If we talk about the differences between the machine learning and the artificial intelligence, it is very different in two broad prospects. That the artificial intelligence is a field focused on creating the systems that perform tasks requiring the human intelligence, whereas the machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence involving the algorithms that learn from the data. If we talk about the scope, it encompasses various technologies like NLP, robotics and expert systems, whereas the machine learning is specifically focused on data-driven learning and adaptations. If we talk about the examples of artificial intelligence, it includes the virtual assistants, autonomous vehicles, recommendation systems, and whereas in the machine learning we talk about this spam filtering, image and speech recognition, predictive analytics. The applications also differ in a kind of rule-based systems that do not learn from the data, whereas in machine learning the learning involved from the data to improve the performance. In terms of complexity, artificial intelligence involves the complex systems integrating multiple types of technologies, whereas machine learning typically involves statistical models and algorithms. There are basically three types of machine learning, that is a supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning is basically dedicated for labeled data. It is basically task driven, and unsupervised learning is unlabeled data. It is for basically data driven, whereas reinforcement learning is incentive based learning from the mistakes, just like playing game. Data in machine learning basically transform from the raw data to structured data, then data pre-processing and cleaning, training model, then validating the model and the testing the model. Training data. Basically when we talk about the data in machine learning, it distributes into training data, validation data and testing data. The training data includes the big data in input and output, which is used to train the model. In the validation data, it is used to do frequent evaluation of the model fit on the training data set. In terms of testing data provides an unbiased evaluation. Evaluate and see how much the model has learned from the experiences field. And as training data set at the time of training. If we want to pre-processing the data in the machine learning, we use the commands. First we import the libraries, then we put the commands and we import the data set on which we are going to perform the functions, just like that. We can also find the correlations between the variables and different data sets. Now the next task is the data cleaning. If we want to remove the unwanted observations and we want to eliminate the irrelevant and redundant observations from the data set, and data cleaning also used to fixing the structural error If we found any kind of structured error and we want to standardize the formats, correct the naming discrepancies and ensure the uniformity in data representation. And if we want to manage the unwanted outliers, we have to remove the outliers and transform them to minimize their impact on analysis. If we want to handle missing data, we will go towards the data cleaning by ensuring a more complete data set, preventing the biases and maintaining the integrity of analysis. Another machine learning algorithm which is very important, that is the linear regression. It uses the relationship between the data points to draw a straight line through all of them. If we go towards the scaling, so when the data has different values and even different measurement units, it is very difficult to compare. How can we compare kilograms to meters or altitude to time? So the answer for this problem is scaling. So we can also scale the data using the machine learning. For the scaling purpose, when we have different values and even different measurement units, it is very difficult to compare. So the answer is scaling. And in order to scale, we took let's take a look at the table below. It is the same data that we used in the multiple regression chapter, but this time the volume column contains value in liters instead of centimeter cube. So there are different methods for the scaling also. The most popular method is standardization. The standardization method basically uses the formula of x minus mu over s, where z is the value of mu and x is the original value, u is the mean and s is the standard deviation. So we are using the scale value to predict. This is the data set for the training and testing. We are using the most popular data of the flower pattern that is implemented on the logistic regression. First, we move towards the plotting the data. Now, session 5 is basically talk about the introduction to business intelligence in Power BI. Business intelligence refers to technologies, tools, and practices used to collect, analyze, and present business data. The goal is to help organizations make informed, data-driven decisions. The key components of business intelligence is basically data intelligence collection, data analysis, and data visualization. The role of business intelligence fall into three major areas, that is data-driven decisions. Big data provides the raw material for business intelligence by offering large amount of information for analysis. Enhanced analytics, basically it allows for deeper insights into customer behavior, market trends, and business operations. Real-time decision making, basically it involves big data enable tools to provide real-time or near real-time insights. If we talk about the benefits, it would improve the decision making, it would increase the operational efficiency, it would enhance the customer experience, and it would give competitive advantage to the consumers. There are many tools that is being used for the business intelligence, including MS Power BI, Tableau, Hando, and Apache Spark. The techniques that would most popular used is known as data mining, machine learning, predictive analytics, and data visualization. But along with the advantages, there are so many challenges also present in business intelligence. The first one is the data privacy and security. Basically, the data protection is very important, which is being exploited in business intelligence. Data quality, the ensuring accurate, clean, and reliable data for analysis is very important, that is being exploited. Integration, combining of data from various sources and formats. The cost and complexity, managing infrastructure and tools required to handle big data is very disturbed in business intelligence. If we talk about the applications in retail sector, basically it is very applicable in customer behavior analysis. It is used to track the purchasing patterns, preferences, and customer segmentation to enhance marketing strategies. If we talk about the inventory management, it optimizes stock levels by predicting demand, reducing overstock and shortouts. And if we talk about the personalized marketing, it targets customers with personalized recommendations based on data analytics, just like Amazon recommendation engines. If we talk about the business intelligence in healthcare sector, it would facilitate in patient care optimization, operational efficiency, and fraud detection. In patient care optimization, it is used to analyze the patient data to improve the diagnosis accuracy, treatment plans, and personalized care. In case of operational efficiency, it is used for the streamline the hospital management processes like staffing, scheduling, and resource allocation. In case of fraud detection, it is used to identify the irregularities in billing and claims to reduce fraud and activities. talk about the business intelligence applications in manufacturing, it would be used in production monitoring, predictive maintenance, and supply chain management. In case of production monitoring, it is used to track the production line performance in real time to detect inefficiencies or machine malfunctions. In case of predictive maintenance, it is being used to data analytics to predict when equipment will require maintenance, reducing downtime and cost. In case of supply chain management, it is used to improve the supply chain by analyzing logistics, demand forecasting, and supplier performance. When we are talking about the financial service, it also led so much application in terms of risk management, customer analytics, and investment analytics. In case of risk management, it is used for the data to assess the credit risk, identify frauds, and comply with the regulations. In terms of customer analytics, it is used to analyze the customer's transactions and behavior, offer personalized banking solutions. In case of investment analytics, it is used to track the market trends and financial data to inform the investment strategies. Whereas in telecommunication, it is being used to churn predictions, network optimization, and customer experience management. By using the churn prediction, it is used for predictive analytics to identify the customers likely to switch to a competitor and create retention strategies. In case of network optimization, it is used to analyze network performance data to optimize bandwidth and reduce the outages. In case of customer experience management, it is used to improve the customer service by analyzing call log, support request, and feedback data. Now we are moving towards the Power BI, introduction to Power BI. And Microsoft Power BI basically allow users to analyze and visualize the data. It is very easy to extract insights and share them with the stakeholders. Power BI basically also very easy and to handle large data sets efficiently. It basically transforms the raw data into meaningful report and dashboard. The key components basically of Power BI is the Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile. Power BI Desktop basically is an application where user can create reports and dashboards. Power BI Service basically it is used for publishing, sharing, and collaborating on reports. Power BI Mobile is basically a mobile app which is used to view reports and dashboards on the go. It is very easy to use. It provides a user-friendly interface that allows non-technical users to work with data. It is data. If we talk about the data integration, it has the ability to connect to a wide variety of data sources. Data transformation, Power BI query editor enable user to clean, transform, and shape large data set. If we talk about the scalability, so Power BI is designed to handle large volume of data, making it suitable for big data analytics. It also provides interactive visualization. By creating the dynamic and interactive dashboard, real-time update, AI and machine learning, which it is basically integrated with Azure AI, which allow for advanced analytics like predictive modeling and natural language queries, collaboration and sharing. It basically enables teams to collaborate on reports and dashboards and to set up automated data refreshers. This is the environment which Power BI displayed. It is very important for data connectivity, data transformation, data modeling, data visualization, analytics and AI integration, and automation and real-time analysis. Now we are starting towards the data modeling and visualization in Power BI. So first of all, we are going to download and install the Microsoft Power BI from the Microsoft website. Then we will launch the Power BI and explore the interface. So basically we are going to explore the Power BI components. It basically consists of ribbons, visualization pane, data pane, and report view. So first of all, we have to click on the get data and select the CSV file format. Then we choose the provide dataset file and load the Power BI. Then we explore the dataset in the data view, and we will find the data being imported, and the users can view the raw data in Power BI. If we want to merge the dataset, then we can load a second dataset in the CSV format. Then we merge the CS data with the current data set, and we will now combine the two data sets for a unified analysis. Now we are going to create the relationship between the tables. If we want to create the relationship, we are going to move towards the modeling view and create the relationship between the tables. And now we are also going to verify the relationships are correct or not. And as a result, as an outcome, we will find the relationship between different tables for effective data modeling. If we want to create calculated columns and measures, we will go towards the create a calculated column for total sales by multiplying the quantity and unit price. The outcome would be the creation of new insights from data using calculated columns and measures. If we want to create the basic visualization, we would create the following visualization: bar chart, line chart, pie chart. And we will also format the visualization by proper titles, labels and colors. And as a result, the user can create and customize basic charts, graphs and data visualization. If we talk about the advanced data visualization techniques, here in the Power BI window, we can add a slicer, a filter and a drill down. Add a slicer to filter by a region. We can use drill down feature that's available in Power BI to explore the sales per product subcategory. We can also use a filter on all the visual to display data from the last year, and this would create interactive report with filter and drill down for detailed analysis. If we talk about the time series and forecasting, the analytics pan in Power BI would be used. It basically adds a trend line to sales over time chart and add a forecast to predict future sales for the next 6 months based on historical data. In this case, it is used to build in analytics for predictive analysis. If we talk about the correlation analysis, scatter plot would be used to visualize the correlation between marketing spend and total analysis. And in this respect, we are going to analyze the pattern and discuss the correlation. As a result, the user can identify relationship between variables using visualizations. If we want to publish the Power BI service, we have to save the report and click the publish to upload the report to Power BI service. And if we want to log into Power BI service and open the publish report, so we can see the result online also. If we want to share the reports in collaboration, we can share with any team member by just clicking on the sharing button and just set up row level security to restrict data access based on the user roles. It basically allow only certain regions visible to certain users. And as a result, we are going to understand how to collaborate and restrict access to reports. If we want to set up data refresh, so we have to go towards the dataset settings and set up a schedule refresh for daily updates. Outcome would be the automate data updates in reports. Now we are moving towards the hands-on project, that is building a business intelligence dashboards. First of all, we launch the Power BI desktop, then we import the get data by clicking on the home get data. Then we will import the data in CSV format. Then we browse and select the provided dataset on which we are going to work. Then we click load to import the data into Power BI. The expected outcome would be the imported data in the data view. In order to explore the dataset, we switch to the data view by clicking the data icon in the left panel. Then scroll through the dataset to understand its structure. Then we look for missing or inconsistent values, that is the null values in correct formats. Then we move towards the data cleaning and transformation. We go to the home and transform data. We perform the following transformation: remove the duplicate from any column, replace missing values in numerical columns, change data type if necessary. Then we apply the transformation by clicking to close and apply. The next task is the project modeling. Here we are going to create the relationship between different type of multiple tables, and we create. This is very important to analyze multiple tables together. Here we can also create calculated columns. In the data view, there is a calculated column called total sales by using the formula GAX. We can also create the measures by creating a measure for average sales using a GAX expression. The outcome will be different fields will be visible. In order to visualize the data, we will create a bar chart for sales by product category. In the report view, drag the category field to access, drag the total sales field to the values and add a bar chart simply to display the total sales by category. If we want to create a line chart for sales over time, we want to drag the sales data field to access, drag the total sales field to values, add a line chart to display the trend of sales over time. If you want to create a pie chart for sales by region, we drag that region field to legend, drag the total sales field to values and add a pie chart to visualize the distribution of sales across regions. Now if you want to add a slicer for filtering the data by region, we can also add a slicer for filtering the data by sales date. If we want to drill down on the bar chart, enable the drill down option to analyze subcategories within each category when clicked. If we want to add the filters, we can also use the visual level filters to show only data for a specific time period. So the report can now very interactive and allow the user to filter and drill into specific data. Now if you want to publish the report, we just simply save the report, and we can click on the publish button on the Power BI service. We can share the report with the users as well, and expected outcomes would be published online as well, and it could also be shared by others. I hope this lecture on the data analytics and business intelligence would be very beneficial for all of you. Thank you very much for listening.